All right, today we are tackling a topic that affects every single one of us, whether we're behind the wheel or just walking down the street: pedestrian safety. And look, this is about way more than just traffic laws. It's really about a shared responsibility we all have to protect each other out there. So just how big of a deal is this? Well, let's start with one number that'll really make you think. According to the World Health Organization, a staggering 23% of all road traffic deaths across the entire globe are pedestrians. Let that sink in for a second. Nearly 1 out of every 4 people who lose their lives on our roads was simply walking. And that percentage? It's not just a number on a chart. In real human terms, it looks like this. Around 310,500 pedestrians are killed every single year. This is a massive global issue, and it absolutely demands our attention. So, yeah, it's pretty clear we aren't just talking about a few isolated incidents here and there. This is a full-blown global safety crisis. And if we want to find any solutions, we first have to get a handle on its true scale. But here's the part that's just absolutely devastating. When you look at who is most affected, for children and young adults, we're talking ages 5 to 29, road traffic injuries are the #1 cause of death. That's not just a statistic. It's a crisis that's robbing families of their youngest members. So, to prevent these tragedies, we have to go deeper. We really need to understand the key risks. Where are these accidents happening? Why are they happening? And who is it that's most at risk? And some of the high-risk spots might actually surprise you. Of course, busy urban areas are on the list. That makes sense. But get this, a huge number of incidents happen away from intersections, in the middle of a block, where drivers just aren't expecting someone to cross. And even places we think of as slow, like parking lots, they're total danger zones, full of backing cars and tons of blind spots. But you know what the biggest game changer is? The one single factor that so often determines whether an accident is fatal? It's speed. And the impact isn't just a little bigger, it's exponential. A pedestrian hit by a car going 50 kilometers an hour, that's about 30 miles per hour, is 8 times more likely to die than if they were hit at just 30 kilometers per hour. That tiny difference in speed is quite literally the difference between life and death. And when we look at who is most vulnerable, a few groups really stand out. Kids, they can be impulsive and they're just physically harder for drivers to see. The elderly might move a bit slower or have challenges with their hearing or vision. And of course, in our modern world, anyone, and I mean anyone, who's distracted by their phone or just walking in the dark or bad weather is at a much, much higher risk. This whole idea of vulnerability is actually baked right into our laws through a fundamental concept: the right of way. It's not just some polite suggestion, it's a core principle designed specifically to save lives. But why does it exist in the first place? Well, it all boils down to a really central question. Why do pedestrians usually have the right of way? The answer kind of reveals the whole philosophy behind our traffic laws. It really comes down to 3 big reasons. First, and this is the most important one, is sheer vulnerability. Let's be real. In a contest between a person and a 2-ton vehicle, the person is going to lose every time. So the law protects the most vulnerable. Second, it encourages walking. It makes it a safer, healthier, and more sustainable way to get around. And third, it just creates predictable rules so that everyone knows what to expect, which reduces confusion and helps traffic flow more safely. So while the law is designed to shield the vulnerable, safety itself is absolutely a shared responsibility. It's a two-way street. Both drivers and pedestrians have a critical part to play. Both need to ditch the distractions like their phones, and both have to respect the crosswalk. It's a partnership, plain and simple. Okay, let's turn all this into action. We'll start with a simple but really powerful safety playbook for anyone who gets behind the wheel. Here are 4 key things every driver can do. First off, stay vigilant. And I mean really vigilant. Put the phone completely away. Second, yield, always, at every crosswalk, whether it's painted on the road or not. Third, obey the speed limits, especially in neighborhoods and school zones. Remember that 8 times more likely to die stat? That's why. And finally, number 4, improve your visibility. Use your headlights in low light so that other people can actually see you coming. All right, now let's flip the coin. For those of us on foot, here's our safety guide. These are 4 essential steps you can take to protect yourself when you're navigating around traffic. Step 1, make yourself visible. This is huge, especially at dusk or at night. Wear something bright or reflective. Step 2, stay alert. The mantra is simple: head up, phone down. Step 3, use the designated crosswalks and, actually follow the signals. And step 4, and this one is so important, make eye contact. Don't just assume a driver sees you. Get that little nod, that nonverbal confirmation that they see you before you step out.
And speaking of signals, let's just quickly clear up any confusion so we're all on the same page. A walk signal means, hey, you can start crossing. A flashing don't walk hand means don't start, but if you're already in the street, you've got time to finish. And a steady don't walk hand, that means stop, do not enter the street. Simple, but critical.
So, we've covered the risks, the rules, and the responsibilities for everyone. I want to leave you not with a summary, but with a question to take with you. The next time you head out, whether you're driving or walking, what is the one small change you are going to make to protect not just yourself, but everyone else in your community?
Please like, subscribe, and get notified.